Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Halloween is fast approaching and other gamers are playing games like Dying Light, The Beast, and maybe the newest Silent Hill game, but not me. I'm playing a game that came out I think around 2011. This is called Oregon Trail. It's kind of a parody of an old PC game called Oregon Trail. I'm not sure how you unlock these other characters here, but my grandfather used to call me Dude, so I'm going to go with the Dude. And obviously this is an older game with an older visual style. I'm aiming with the analog stick here, but instead of pointing at the zombie like you might expect, I'm actually pointing away from the zombie, so it's a little bit unintuitive. I'm not sure if there's a way to change that in the options, but never mind that. I'm about to run out of ammo, and that's not a good thing in the zombie apocalypse, but here comes another character, an old guy named Clements, and he's going to save my life right here. And as it turns out, he used to be a priest, and he is heading toward Washington, D.C., and he thinks we would maybe stand a better chance if we stick together. So he's asking my name, and I'm going to go ahead and give him a real answer. My name is Frank. And now he wants to know if I know anyone else who might be useful on a post-apocalyptic road trip. So I'm putting in some names there of brothers and a friend. He is heading to DC. That seems like a decent enough idea. We're going to pick out our vehicle. I only have one vehicle available. I'm not sure how you unlock these others, but we will be rocking the station wagon. And this video is basically my first attempt at this game. I'm going to go ahead and call this my first hour impressions because I've never played the game, and my first attempt took me a little bit less than an hour. But spoiler alert, we are not going to make it. This is basically an old school survival game. We're trying to drive from Washington, D.C. over to the West Coast and find some shelter in this zombie apocalypse. There's always some sort of a fabled sanctuary across the country. So here we go. We're taking off, and things are going to happen. Clements has already broken his arm, so that's unfortunate. But we're going to press on here. We're going to try to stay positive. Oh no, Clements now has dysentery. That's a common malady in this game, I think. And oh my gosh, now Clements has been bitten by a zombie. And we are out of fuel. So luckily, though, we are here almost at DC. Close enough, I guess. Because we can stop here and maybe take some stock and pick up some supplies. Unfortunately, there is a broadcast over the radio. The government will be commencing a nuclear strike in a few hours. So they're telling everybody to get the hell out of Washington, D.C. So Clement says, we have a time problem. He's going to go look for my friends, the names that I gave him. And meanwhile, he wants me to get some supplies together. So here are the various things that we can take with us. We have hours remaining there, and as you can see, every time I add any sort of supply to my list, I'm taking away an hour of time. So I'm just getting one of everything, and then I'm going to get a little extra of a few things, fuel and ammo, and I think I took some extra med kits and some money maybe, or maybe I got some extra fuel. Yeah, I got some extra fuel. That makes sense. So there we go. My friends have joined the party. I don't think you can do anything about changing the way they look. You can just change their names. And now Clements is giving me the bad news that he was bitten by a zombie, and I'm going to have to put him down. So that's unfortunate. That's not a great way to start the trip, but the game actually does make you execute Clements. That's not an automatic thing that happens. You have to actually aim at him and shoot. But never mind that. Let's try to put that unfortunate situation behind us. We have a couple of choices for our route. We could go down into some irradiated area there. I don't think that's a great idea. So we're going to head towards Pittsburgh. And it looks like the game tells you what you will find there. And so it says we'll find some decent supplies in Pittsburgh. So we're going to take off after we stop and stretch our legs, and hopefully this trip will be uneventful and problem-free. Hey, what's that rumbling sound coming from behind us? It's actually a stampede. Yeah, so this is one of several different things that can happen, as you will see, but we have our health of our car down there at the bottom of the screen. And here comes the stampede. So all I basically have to do is avoid these animals. I think I mostly am successful, but here was really my only technical problem as I played during this hour. The game froze there for about 20 seconds. I almost reset the whole thing, but I waited and it eventually unfroze. We did have a crash, unfortunately. Hurt the station wagon a bit. The zombies have put a ding in the car. We had to spend some time cleaning guts out of the car. The muffler fell off. We had to drink some dirty water. But on the bright side, we discovered $20. So it's not all bad. But what's that in the distance there? It looks like a tombstone. So we have the choice whether we want to get out and look. Of course, I got out and looked in loving memory of Necromomicon. She died of children, Widget and Blob. But we found $19 there hidden at the grave, and we have reached Pittsburgh. So when we reach one of these major destinations, you have this menu available. As you can see, there are med kits and food and scrap and fuel. Not all of these things will be available at every location, but here I am going to buy some, I think I bought some scraps and some fuel and some med kits and some ammo maybe. There are jobs to find here. You can also use your med kits if you need to. You can rest, you can talk to strangers. Here I am doing a little bit of resting. It says that it's 12 a.m. We have deadly zombie activity in the area and 55 food. I'm going to rest until 6 a.m. I could kill one of my people, I guess, if they were bitten by a zombie and you wanted to put them down. But let's talk to a stranger, and they give us some very basic advice to take medical supplies. They're obviously good to use, but also they're good to trade for other things. Let's look into some repairs here. We have some scrap. Sometimes you can actually just pay a repairman, but in this instance, I'm using some of our scrap, and it's just a little mini game where you have to press the button at the right time. And I didn't do a great job here, but I am going to get a little bit of repairs done there. And now time is passing, but we still have some scrap left, so I'm going to do it again and get a little bit more repairs done. But of course that is going to make more time pass, and when time passes you're using food. There's the car upgrade screen. I don't think I actually upgraded the car in this video. You can also set your pace. I think maybe if you drive at a faster speed, you have more of a chance of having an accident, but obviously driving slow will make you go through more food before you reach your destination. And of course, since this is a survival game, you can actually run out of food and fuel and ammo and med kits. And so one of your options when you stop is to scavenge. You can choose your weapon. They have different characteristics. I think I used the rifle for all of my scavenging in this video. But basically, there's not a timer on screen, but you have a certain amount of time to pick up these supplies that are dropping on the ground. There I am having some trouble with the aiming system. Sometimes one shot will kill the zombies, and sometimes it takes two to kill them. So that was an unsuccessful scavenging expedition there. So I'm going to try one more time here. Time has passed and we've used some more food, but this time I did a little bit better, and we got 15 ounces of food while scavenging. As you can see, there's also the possibility of combat training. I don't think I did any of this in the video at all. The station wagon is already at 50% health, so that's not great. But let's check out the job possibilities before we leave. We have a hit and run mission and we have a defense mission. I think I chose hit and run here, but a little bit later in the video you will see a defense mission. But it says for every 10 of these things that I run over, I will get a little bit of repair done on my car. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up, and I think I did a fairly decent job here. I think I ran over 93 of them. And so we got a little bit of a tune-up on the station wagon. So that's pretty good. But now I think it's about time to head out. We can't stay here forever. We will not be able to return once we leave. Now we're heading out for the mall. So I don't have a choice about where I go at this point. And unfortunately, we have already run into a horde of zombies. So I could choose to wait. We could break out the guns, or we could attempt to sneak through. It's a large horde and they are alert, so I'm deciding to wait here. So obviously time is passing. We used some food. Now it says the horde is ravenous. I'm going to wait one more time. We're going to lose some more food there. So we are already almost out of food. But now it says they are docile. So I'm going to try to sneak through, and we do hit a few of them here. So that probably damaged the vehicle a little bit, but we have successfully snuck through the horde. We have to take our victories where we can find them these days, and it's 240 miles to the mall. I think I chose to stop here, and you actually have to choose to stop and then press to continue to actually do the stopping, I think. So it says we got lost on a backcountry road, and now we are out of food. So I'm going to do a little bit more scavenging here, and I think I do a decent job. Yeah, we found 50 ounces of food. Besides setting your pace of driving, you can also ration your food, and so I think I chose small food rations for everybody there, but never mind that. It's time to press on. We hit a zombie. It put a ding in our car. We hit a deer, which gave us a bunch of extra food. Ian broke his arm just out of nowhere. A bandit shot out one of our tires, but luckily we were able to replace that tire. And then we had a sort of uneventful stretch on the road until we discovered that Morgan had been hiding some food for themselves. So we have a little bit more food than we thought we did, but never mind that. We have arrived at the mall. I have 9 med kits remaining, so I'm going to go ahead and use some of them here. Everybody's relatively healthy. Nobody's sick. Nobody's been bitten by a zombie, so that's good. I thought about resting for a little while here, but it is 4 p.m., so instead of resting, I'm going to fish. We could find some extra food or some spare parts. Yeah, here I am about to cast my lure. If you have the the fishing pole kind of angled back behind your head, you will cast further. And then once you make the cast, you have to reel it in by pressing X while the line is within that green area there. And we caught a crab. So I got 1 ounce of food for doing that, which obviously isn't very much. I had to use some food to spend the time to do that. So I did a little bit more fishing. I didn't really catch much more food. We did a little bit of repairing there with some scrap. Here we are looking at the job board, and we could do a recovery mission, but this time I'm going to do a defense mission. They handed me a little bit of ammo as we head out the door to do this. And we're just standing here behind these sandbags, and I've got plenty of ammo, so I'm going to get this job done. We survived the attack, and we have earned 2 med kits. There's not much else we can do here. We're low on cash and low on things to trade, so let's head out to Indianapolis. Once again, we are told we will find some decent supplies there in Indianapolis. It's 170 miles away, so let's take off. Will didn't close the trunk, and so 54 of our food fell out. So that's unfortunate. Will sat down wrong. I guess that hurt him, maybe. But never mind that. We are out of food once again. So once again, I'm having to stop and scavenge. And this time we found 130 ounces of food. So I did pretty well there. But we are completely out of scrap. Let's try not to think about that. We discovered a tire hidden in the bushes. So that's pretty good. Unfortunately now Clark has the measles. And our battery just exploded. Luckily, we were able to replace it, and we have arrived at Indianapolis. Now you can see Clark still has the measles, so his health bar is red. I can still use a health kit on him, but it's not going to take away the measles, unfortunately. Now let's head out toward the farmland. We are 254 miles away. Now Will has dysentery, so the good times continue to roll. Clark was holding the map upside down, so we went the wrong way. Ian had a panic attack. We got into an argument with Ian, and they just walked away. And now Clark wants to stop and take a look around. We found some wild fruit. Will no longer has dysentery, but now Morgan has a broken arm. And now we suddenly find ourselves surrounded by zombies. But luckily, Clark has gotten over his measles, so that's good news. But this is basically another defense mission. And we need to fight off this crowd of zombies. Luckily, we have plenty of ammo, and we survived the attack. So Ian is just gone. He walked away. So I guess that means we're using less food. We hear a warning over the radio, but we can't really hear what it says because of all the static. I fell asleep at the wheel and crashed the car, but never mind that. We have arrived at the farmland. Unfortunately, I don't really have enough cash to do anything, so we are going to take off from here. Once again, I'm choosing not to go into the irradiated area, but unfortunately a biker gang has followed us out of the settlement, and so now they're trying to run us off the road. So this is sort of like the stampede, but instead of avoiding them, I have to hit them before they pass me and get alongside me. So that was fairly easily done. We survived the attack. Unfortunately, everybody's kind of in bad shape now. It's 192 miles to Chicago. Once again, we heard a warning, but we couldn't understand what it said because of all the radio static. We're going to continue on. Morgan has sneezed all over our food, and so now we are out of food. And once again, I have to get out and scavenge for more food. We got 115 ounces of food and also a little bit of scrap, so that's pretty good. But man, look at what bad shape we are in as we sit around the campfire here. And unfortunately, the next day we got caught in a blizzard that will tax our health even more, and Morgan has become incapacitated. The battery is acting funny. Now Clark has become incapacitated, but luckily we have reached Chicago. And now I've got so much ammo, I feel like I can sell a little bit of it and maybe get some cash for some med kits or food or scrap or something else, some food, something. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to make enough money to actually buy very much stuff. I think I was able to buy a little bit of something, but there's really not much available here. Did I end up trading for something? Oh, okay. I did a little bit of repairs here. That's what. And see, here I am just paying $28 to repair the station wagon a bit. So yeah, sometimes you don't use scrap. We have another choice to make here. Once again, I'm avoiding the irradiated area. We're heading to a shack. There's another rumbling sound coming from behind us. So once again, we have another stampede approaching. These graphics actually would have been impressive at one time. I remember that time being an old gamer, but yeah, this would have been like ColecoVision after the Atari 2600. But never mind that. We have survived that stampede. The sky has cleared up. Unfortunately, Will is now incapacitated. So everybody's either incapacitated or just gone. I'm still in decent shape, but I just realized I left some money behind, and now Clark and Morgan have died. Will is still incapacitated, but we have another stampede approaching. So things continue to go really, really well on this road trip. And unfortunately, I'm not going to make it all the way through this stampede unscathed. And the station wagon has now broken down. The party got injured. That means that I got injured because I'm the only one left in the car. But what does that mean? Do we have fuel to continue on? Is the car broken? Can we continue on at all? I guess maybe I should do a little scavenging here. Will is incapacitated, laying there next to the fire. I talked to a stranger. They didn't really give me very helpful advice. I'm going to do a little bit more scavenging here, trying to remain hopeful, trying to hold on to the slim shred of hope that we can continue on. I found a little bit of food, and we're going to do a little bit of repairing on the car, so we're still trying to remain positive and pretend that we are actually going to make it to our destination. I'm doing as much repairs as I can, but the car is still in bad shape as we head out the next day. We've only got 15 cans of fuel left. We have no more food because a thief stole some stuff from us. We got some whiplash when I had to stop suddenly, and that whiplash was enough to kill me. So unfortunately, that is the end of my trip. Here lies Frank. I can type in an epitaph. So that will about do it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed watching me suffer and die. Obviously, Halloween is still approaching. There is a newer game that's coming out in a week or so, a couple of weeks maybe, before Halloween anyway. I won't say what it is, but there is a newer game that I will be making a video for before the end of the month. I have some older scary games in my library that I guess I could make some videos for. I may do that. But yeah, there are the final stats, and it's kicking us back to the main menu to start all over if we want to. But that will do it. I hope you enjoyed this. As always, thanks for watching.